There is more backstage heat on a current AEW champion, and CM Punk has undergone surgery to repair his latest injury. But first, the Young Bucks have reached out to WWE over a potential jump. As two of the founders of AEW, Matt and Nick Jackson, have been ever present in the company, with them working as executive vice presidents alongside Kenny Omega and previously Cody Rhodes. Not only that, but the company was named after their own faction, putting the Elite in All Elite Wrestling. Well, according to a new report from Wrestling Observer's Ryan Frederick, they may have their eye on following Cody to WWE, with them said to have sent out feelers to find out if talks would be possible when their current contracts expire. And Ryan would write, "They didn't sign new deals, their options were picked up. They did reach out to a talent to send feelers that they would be interested in talking about coming in when their deals are up. But everyone on both sides are going to do the same because you want to look for the best deal. Anyone who doesn't do it is dumb and possibly leaving money on the table." Whilst they likely didn't speak with WWE directly, Ryan would note that their deals expire in 2024 after recently having their 1-year extension clause activated, and he would add, "They reached out to a talent to send feelers about coming in. I can't say they talked to anyone direct to WWE, but that would fall under tampering, and this came at the same time the legal letters were being sent about tampering. Can't confirm they actually talked to WWE people themselves, but they talked to other WWE talent about coming in, which they can do, much like WWE talent can send feelers through AEW talent, which has happened and happens on both sides often. It's not something they wouldn't have done anyways, since their deals are coming up at the end of 2024, and you want to maximize your leverage when it comes to getting a new deal and get the companies into a bidding war. It's not necessarily a sign that they're going to leave, everyone should do it." With the Young Bucks' AEW future more uncertain than ever, with them currently being suspended pending investigation, they may have their eye on WWE at some point in the future, but it's currently unknown if the feeling would be mutual, although they are said to have received a big offer from them before signing with AEW. But what do you think the future holds for the Young Bucks? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, the AEW World Title Tournament continues. This past Wednesday on Dynamite, the AEW World Championship would be vacated following the post-All-Out backstage brawl involving former champion CM Punk. AEW President Tony Khan would appear on the show to reveal that a 6-man tournament known as the Grand Slam Tournament of Champions will take place, with Hangman Page, Bryan Danielson, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin competing in the first round, with former world champions Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho receiving byes to the semi-finals. On Wednesday, Danielson would defeat Hangman to meet Chris Jericho in the next round, with Guevara and Allin fighting it out last night on Rampage to advance to a match with Moxley. With the help of Anna Jay and Ty Mello, Guevara would score a victory following a series of distractions, eventually dropping Darby with a GTH for the win. Guevara versus Moxley and Danielson versus Jericho will both go down this coming Wednesday on Dynamite on September 14th, with 2 places up for grabs in the final. But who do you think goes through to the final and ultimately walks away as champion? Let me know in the comments down below. And next up, the estimated buy rate for the AEW All Out pay-per-view has been revealed. This Sunday, AEW would hold their latest pay-per-view, All Out, from Chicago, Illinois, headlined by a match for the AEW World Championship, with CM Punk walking away as the new champion after defeating Jon Moxley, before being confronted by the returning MJF. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, the total pay-per-view buy estimate for Sunday's AEW All Out is between 135,000 and 142,000, which is around a 30% drop from last year's show of the same name. The 2021 show brought in 205,000 buys, and writing in the Observer this week, Meltzer would note, "The pay-per-view number was well below both Revolution and Double or Nothing, but it would have been considered a very good number for a show prior to last year's All Out. The reality is the company is not as hot. WWE putting on 2 shows that weekend didn't help. It broke the streak Tony Khan was so proud of, where every show in AEW history has beat the same named show from the prior year." It was noted that the streak was going to be broken at some point, as it would always be difficult to get close to last year's all-out numbers of 205,000 buys, which they got due to it being CM Punk's first match back in wrestling for 7 years. During the all-out media scrum this past weekend, Tony Khan would say that he feels WWE's 2 pay-per-views, Clash at the Castle, which went down the night before, and NXT Worlds Collide, which happened right before All Out, would have affected the numbers also. Despite lower numbers in terms of pay-per-view buys, AEW are now the second North American wrestling company in history to do 3 $1 million gates in a calendar year, which in itself is an impressive feat. And next up, Sasha Banks has discussed her future in entertainment. Following their walkout on WWE in May, Naomi and Sasha Banks have made sporadic appearances outside of the wrestling world, most recently appearing on the runway as part of New York Fashion Week. Speaking on Octa Radio this week, Banks would open up about what's next for her, revealing that she has her eye on a number of industries, and she would say, "There is so much that I'm kind of creating right now. It's all under an umbrella. Like I said, I'm an actor, writer, producer, and extraordinaire entertainer. All within those realms, I'm doing something. So you just have to stay tuned. Do you have a microphone? That's something big I want to do. Not podcasting, but music." I don't know if that's the number one next thing, because acting, there are a lot of things coming up acting right now. I'm really starting to focus my mind on music and the music realm and being kind of a director in that space of creating a musical video piece. According to WrestlingNews.co, both Banks and Naomi have reached an agreement to return to the ring soon, with Triple H having taken over the creative process in WWE, although it remains to be seen when they will show up. For now, Sasha, real name Mercedes Varnado, has her eye on acting and music as she looks to broaden her horizons in the entertainment industry. Next up, a WWE star is set for a gimmick change. On the May 20th edition of Friday Night SmackDown, to the confusion of many, the former LA Knight would make an appearance under his new gimmick Max Dupree, with him putting on an accent, before later introducing his Maximum Male models Marseille and Mansoir. Well, last night, Dupree would hint at a return to the LA Knight persona during a post-show digital exclusive segment, where he would drop the accent, with a gimmick change seemingly imminent. Max would address his Maximum Male models following their loss on SmackDown and said, "Gentlemen, you have to pick those chins up, lift those chiseled chins up. I've been here before, and unfortunately a couple too many times, and in that process I have learned you have to go through," and this is when his accent would be dropped, "you have to go through the day to get to the night. Yeah." Knight would sign with WWE in February 2021, with his NXT character being very similar to that of his Impact and independent gimmick of Eli Drake. It's clear that Vince McMahon wasn't a fan of Knight's presentation, however, with him completely repackaging him, and at one point he was even removed from the Maximum Male Models group due to creative disagreements. This before Triple H took over as head of creative before reinstating him. When LA Knight returns remains to be seen, but it wouldn't be a surprise if it was as early as next Friday on SmackDown. And next up, there is more backstage heat on a current AEW champion. On the August 24th edition of AEW Dynamite, Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa would reveal that she is taking time off to heal from an injury, meaning an interim champion would have to be crowned in the meantime. A less covered part of the recent AEW All Out media scrum was when interim women's champion Toni Storm indicated that she believed Rosa wasn't really injured, something that seems to be a wider belief backstage. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer would note that a lot of people in the company believe she is not actually hurt, although with that said, he was assured by higher-ups that Rosa is really dealing with a back injury and was forced to stop wrestling out of fear that she would have to get surgery if she kept on going. The feeling backstage, though, is that Rosa only revealed that she needed time off after being informed that she would be dropping her title to Toni, with Meltzer writing, "There was a lot of division amongst many of the women and Rosa, basically the ones who made public comment insinuating her injury wasn't that bad, or those who privately felt due to the timing of her saying her injury was serious and she needed time off after being told she was dropping the title to Toni Storm." Adding to the theory last week was Conan, who took to his Keeping It 100 podcast to express his confusion with Rosa, who first told him that she had a knee issue before later saying it was in fact her back that was hurting. Whether the backstage conspiracy is true or not remains to be seen, but the belief in AEW is that Rosa will be out for 2 to 3 months before wrestling Storm in a unification match for the AEW Women's and Interim Women's World titles, a match that Rosa is expected to lose. Next up, CM Punk has undergone surgery to repair his latest injury. On Sunday night, before the fiery post-show media scrum, CM Punk would suffer an injury during his AEW World title match with Jon Moxley, tearing his triceps just 5 minutes into the match. Punk is said to have torn his left triceps during a tope spot, with him working roughly 15 more minutes hurt, likely aggravating the issue further. In today's Wrestling Observer Daily Update, Dave Meltzer notes that Punk underwent surgery this week following doctor's recommendation as to avoid muscle atrophy in his left triceps, with him set to be on the shelf for some time, and he would write, CM Punk underwent surgery earlier this week for the torn left triceps he suffered when doing the tope early in the Jon Moxley match. That is usually an 8-month recovery period. His doctor recommended surgery right away to prevent any muscle atrophy. With Punk set to be out of action until at least April at a minimum, perhaps this time allows for cooler heads to prevail between himself and the Elite, turning the recent backstage fight into a money-drawing angle going forward. With that said, this of course depends on the ongoing investigation into what exactly happened in the locker room that night, with many thinking Punk's time in AEW could end sooner rather than later. But how do you see this scenario playing out going forward? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out the 12 most obscure WWE appearances from AEW wrestlers.